Welcome to We'd Rather Be Reading. I'm Jerrica.
And I'm Leah.
It's the summer.
Summertime.
And the feeling is easy.
We are doing summer specials. God,
there we go. That was the one. We nailed it. It's finished.
You think so? Because I thought it was worse.
It was worse.
Sure.
It was definitely the worst one.
It was the worst one. All right, good. Let's next summer.
Yeah.
All right.
Next summer we're gonna take singing lessons. And two, maybe prepare
I'm thinking maybe actually prep a summer jingle would help. But I don't know.
I don't know about preparations. Doesn't feel right.
No. I mean, we already have all this reading we have to do for this. I mean, come on. You can't expect us to prepare songs. Gosh, this is too much. Too much.
So welcome to our podcast, everybody. It is the summertime and we are reading. Last week we finished reading our 3 of our gifted books. This week we have been continuing to read on our own and also especially reading and concentrating on tropes.
Yes. So, tropes.
I love tropes. Do you know I didn't know what a trope was maybe like a couple years ago before I got into like my real heavy reading phase. And then I would read reviews on books and I would see like, oh, heavy trope of this, heavy trope of that. Oh, I hate the old vampire guy, super young, like 19-year-old girl trope. And then I was like, oh, I started to think about it more and more. Yeah. And, you know, the trope, especially if we're talking about vampire books, how the professor is always like the hunter or the professor is the bad one or the professor.
The professor is
professors
always the
are never good guys.
But they are the good guys. Like, I mean, look at Buffy. The professor is the one that's like, and also it was the same in the trope free.
But they're
one.
like
In the trope free, the Unlife of William Moore.
That's
the professor was the hunter.
I
mean, the trope free. You said trope free. We found a trope. We did it. We found.
There's always tropes.
There's always tropes. I mean, it's hard to get away from tropes, but it's.
I know it's true. And I don't think tropes are bad necessarily.
No.
I sometimes will choose a book based on the trope, and then I know what I'm getting into.
But a few weeks ago, because when I was going over, because I was reviewing this list of tropes basically that we found on BuzzFeed. And when I was going through it, and another list which was like tropes in romance models, romance. I don't know what I'm talking about. I cannot speak. I'm sorry. I realized that our favorite books that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Like I had a Dance of Thieves on there, for example, and we had Six of Crows, and a couple of there's tropes in those. Like I'm thinking Dance of Thieves, Cassie, the forced proximity when they're chained together, and that's how they learn to trust each other. Yeah. And if you think Six of Crows is the same with Matthias or Matthias, it's
Nina. Their forced proximity.
And that's how they learn to fall in love. And I read Red, White, and Royal Blue, which has the fake relationship and royalty and president. So it's lots of tropes. And in my
Sarah J. Maas Court books, it's mates.
So much tropes. So all of the tropes.
The most powerful.
The most you have
sexy.
mates. You have royalty.
Everyone being massively well endowed.
And billionaires.
True.
Yeah, it's all in there. And then in the boyfriend material, it was the fake relationship. Yeah. For like trying to pull off with the parents and stuff. So yeah, there's tropes everywhere. It's tropes everywhere I see are tropes.
I have been listening to some trope books lately this week. As I said last week, I got into a little bit of a romantic comedy theme, and I found Annika Martin. Have you heard of her?
I don't think so.
She has a gazillion of these romantic comedy books, and maybe some chick lit too, and some romance that go a little bit more adulty. But this one, she has these billionaires. This one is called The Billionaire's Fake Fiancé. So it's a fake relationship and billionaire.
But I mean, it's a little bit of because I was reading that guy as well, and they had the tropes as well. It's the billionaire, and he has the need a lady on his arm for a party. It's the fake, and then it has my pet peeve in relationship, which is the inexperienced woman.
Oh yeah, you don't like that.
I really don't like that. I find that inexperienced men is also a thing, and we don't see that very frequently. For some reason, all these men are just like sex gods all the time, and the women are like, oh, I never had anyone kiss me there.
But you know what? I like am not looking forward to picking up a book and like having so much sex education. Like I want to pick up a book and then be good at it. Like both of them.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter whether it's like teaching the girl or teaching the guy.
But it's most of the time it's sex education for her. And you looked at the freaking our hate books after, which was all sex education for her in a very shitty way
that
too.
Was bad, actually. Where he probably needed some education first before teaching her anything. We also talked last week about how I went into a little bit of a dark theme in the romance books that I was reading, and in some of those, the education came from the guy is into kink. But he is like attracted to the girl, and she has never done any kink before, so there's like education and like dom sub and stuff like that, like 50 Shades.
So we're gonna go through this list, and we're gonna see if we read any books on these tropes. This is a list we found here on I don't even know how many tropes, and we're gonna see if we have any examples. The first one is twins, where one is good and one is evil. I couldn't actually think of any books that I've read lately with the evil twin, so I think it's just
the first thing that came to mind was Brothers in the Cursebreaker books.
And Brothers,
by
I
Bridget
guess
Kemmerer, but they were like lost brothers. They didn't know they were brothers, and they were definitely not twins. So
and one of them wasn't really evil.
So well, he was a beast.
Yeah, but he wasn't. No. And I mean,
it doesn't fit
the
that
one
trope.
I could think of was
Little Twin.
Yeah, no. Brothers, then you have like the Vampire Diaries kind of things, like Matt and Damon.
But Damon's a little evil-y, I suppose. But then he comes back to good guy, and
yeah. So not really any good examples of
that's not a trope. Maybe that
twin. It's not something that we've read too much. So the second one, when the bad guy never gives up, like ever.
Yeah.
This, one of my absolute favorite books is Chaos Walking, like the Life of Never Letting Go, and the evil guy in that, I think he loses an arm. He's got like he's burnt. He's like basically like, and he still keeps showing up. Like there's no killing that guy. Like he's just. Every time, like, whew, he's gone. No, there he freaking is again. Like, he just never gives up. And there's many times where I'm like, enough, he should be dead by now. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I just think of myself. Like, if my foot hurts, I'm like, I'm not going after you anymore. Like, that's it. I'm out. You know? Like, I would not have to drive.
Okay, but also the that just popped into my head right now. I'm like, wait, there's something that we just read. Oh, we also watched the freaking Darkling in all of those books. And then even now in The King of Scars and Rule of Wolves, he is still freaking back. Yeah. Like that evil guy. Yeah. Like you could kill him a gazillion times and he's never gonna stay dead.
Keeps coming back. Yep, for sure. This is a trope, for sure.
Yes.
When the main character is a plain Jane and dogs herself throughout the entire books until the snarky boy says she's beautiful, not like other girls, so unique. Oh God, please, so often.
I know.
So this is Sarah from Whistler freaking situation.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But it's actually everybody
no one ever looked at me. Oh, you're the most beautiful woman, and you're like, really? Yeah. To you, I don't know, man.
And he's like the most handsomest, and everyone else is like perfect, and she's like a little quirkily not perfect. Like let's say she has paler skin, or maybe she has red hair.
Oh, this is its own trope. We're getting there. Okay. Don't worry, we are getting there. It's happening.
Tell me more.
Yeah, no, this is another trope which I'm gonna have to jump here a little bit if we're gonna get to that one. It's the last one in this list actually, which is when a character has auburn hair, which is red hair, green or blue eyes and ivory skin, or
I just named all of
those together. Combination of those three, and all the freaking time.
Yeah, so unique
all the
because
time.
You have pale skin and orange hair.
And guys always have black hair and green eyes, or black hair and blue eyes, or...
And, I talk about this inky black hair thing that I can't stand. Why are they called inky? I'm going to forever live on this.
This is the hill you're dying on.
This is the hill I'm dying on.
Yeah.
Why does it need to be inky? But you love inky black hair.
But they could be charcoal. It can be,
there's
other ways of describing it, for sure.
Many other synonyms.
But inky, it gives me the Asian hair a little bit, like, like...
No, that's shiny.
Yeah, but it's got like that gloss to it.
I love
like,
gloss.
That's how I get inky.
Me with inky sounds greasy. It sounds like grungy.
I see it as like the oil slick gloss
oil
on it.
slick to me is like grungy grease man, or like this like drug addict rock star. That's
but like oil on water where you get that shine on it.
Oil and water.
On the water.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, but like the boat oil, not like olive oil.
Okay, guys, this is what Leah loves, by the way. She loves boat-oiled, dark-haired men. Now we know.
For sure.
And your husband just dyed his hair blonde.
It's already growing out. Never fear.
Is it growing out?
Frosted tip soon. We'll be all good.
I love it.
Okay. When the billionaire main character who lives in a modern and minimalist decorated home, who is also afraid of commitment, somehow falls head over heels for the other main character. Yes, all the time.
It's all the books.
Every book.
It's
every single book. He is the forever bachelor, but this one.
Because that's why he's minimalist, because he's a bachelor. And what's another trope within that trope is, I don't bring girls to my house.
Yeah, or no girls ever slept in my bed.
Yeah.
I fuck them on the couch.
Yeah.
Which is like...
Or in my side hotel. I never actually bring them into my home. You're the first girl I've ever brought into my home. And in that guy that we're reading right now, she pulls out all of the tropes to him. She's like, but you're that guy, and you're trying to sleep with me, but you're not supposed to try to sleep with me in a place where you slept with all your other girls. You're supposed to sleep with me in a place where you never slept with anyone else, because I'm not freaking special. So I love that book. Is so freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
So more tropes.
When the ancient vampire master or substitute magical creature of the day, but must be old, who is also super sexy, rich and powerful, immediately falls for a messy, broke woman in her early 20s with a tragic, mysterious past because she's just so special and different.
Every book.
Every book. But I don't know, early 20s, really, that's a bit old. We're talking 17-year-old here most of the time.
It's true. There's a lot of YA books where the mystical character, let's say mystical because it can be vampire, can be fairy, can be elf, can be whatever it is, they live forever, right? And then maybe they come into the regular world and then meet a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old. Maybe she's 20.
She's going to wear Converse. She's going to have ripped jeans.
And she has like a shady, seedy upbringing.
Yeah, her parents
and probably
are not really
a real shit dad.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he whisps her away to his land.
So she won't really be missed very much.
And she's like bitchy about it. She doesn't want to go. But then, of course, Stockholm Syndrome falls for him.
Even though he's like 1,002 years older than her.
This also happens in all the God books also. Because in our most recent readings of Hades and Persephone, Hades is 1,000,000. And Hades is 21.
Yep.
And you're like...
And Persephone, she's 21.
Yeah,
oh
Persephone is 21.
Or the next trope, whenever miscommunication between the two main characters lead to conflict, especially when the characters point blank refuse to utter a word to each other, even when a simple sentence of explanation could resolve the entire problem.
I can't read these books. Like when there's no communication, when they don't talk to each other, or when they lie to each other, or when, oh my God.
Do you know what the example is for this one though?
What?
Normal people.
No. So, is it? But it's true. They never talk to each other. Everything is always in his head. You're right.
And you were like, please just talk to each other. Just say, you are making me upset.
Open your mouth. Oh my gosh. No, that drives me nuts. I yell at books. I yell at books to be like, why are you lying? Why are you keeping it to yourself? Why is your inner dialogue saying, I should say?
Yeah.
But then you actually don't say anything.
Yeah.
That's not how I live my life. I say everything I think. My husband finds it utterly annoying.
He would hate it more if you stopped.
We don't fight. So that is why. Because I let everything out.
But it's true. There's so many times where you're like, just say it. Just say why you're there.
I know.
Just say why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Just say it. Just say the words. And then
like,
they don't. And then it's
why
like,
are you letting me
you're
assume?
now in prison.
Yeah.
Because you didn't say it. Because you didn't say it. Because you didn't say it. All right.
Yeah.
So, next trope. When a character breaks up with another character in order to protect them.
So this is also goes on the communication lines. Dumb thinking in your head that you're doing something for the benefit of somebody else. Like, go F yourself. You're not doing anything for anyone else. You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. Or when two characters of the opposite sex get partnered together unexpectedly, they are both in the same age bracket and ridiculously attractive. Somehow, despite their successful careers and tight athletic bodies, they are both single.
Yeah. I mean, these are all your L. Kennedy books, right?
Yeah. No, the L. Kennedy ones it's in college. I think because these ones have the other tropes, because a lot of these are like the sports, the super athlete falling for the regular girl. This is more that. Mm-hmm. That's the L. Kennedy, the Serena Bowen, like the hockey players.
It's regular girl, because I think one that I read, but maybe I'm talking about Jennifer Sujovic one, where he is a famous football player and she is a famous ballerina.
Yeah, that's the other one. That's your other author. Now, L. Kennedy is these girls. They have their own things going on, but and it's like the college ones. But if you look at the grown-up ones, like it's the owner of the hockey team that falls in love then with his assistant or whatever. You know, like it's very much like.
Womp womp.
But it's very common, like all of this, like unexpected pairing of these two people who, they should have just clicked because look at them. Of course they should be together. Anyways, when the main character carries a terrible, horrendous, shameful burden that is alluded to constantly, which turns out to be either something common or something that isn't actually her fault.
I like that. That's hilarious.
But it's true, like, I have this secret. My parents are dead. Or, you know, like, they died in a car crash, but it was my fault.
Oh.
But you know, like, it's a lot
That's actually in a lot of books now that I think about it.
But it is. Yeah. Like, I have the secret. Oh, you will not love me if you know the secret. And then it's something stupid, and you're like, because you were 5 years old.
I know, you were a child.
And then, like, whatever.
But she needs somebody to tell her, or he needs somebody to tell him that it wasn't his fault. Yeah. And we'll love you through the lie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. When the beautiful young ingenue who is incredibly attracted and somehow doesn't realize it meets an older emotionally damaged man and fixes him.
Oh.
They have 50 Shades of Grey here as the example.
Okay, I see what you mean. But did she fix him? I don't know. There's a lot of fixing him in that story. He's still twisted older businessman. But also she was a nothing. I mean, that book was not my favorite.
No.
Neither.
No. No, me. No.
But okay, so yes, I have read books like that, of course, before. But it's not one of my favorite tropes, and I'm not going to jump into it. I'm going to fix you because you're I don't know, a single 40-year-old.
This one is something we read a lot.
Tell me.
When the average teenage girl somehow develops superpowers while juggling multiple love interests and is always having to get saved, usually from a mess of her own making.
My favorite. I will read all of these books.
This is Grace.
This is
all
Grace.
The freaking time. This is like the description of Grace.
When we say Grace, it's as if there is no other character ever named Grace ever before
I don't
or
think
ever
there is
again.
Anymore. I think she has it now.
These books by Tracy Wolfe that are called Crush, Crave, There's more, and Covet. That's right. Those are the 3 we read so far, but there's 2 more coming out, and I can't wait for them to come out. Seriously, I'm addicted to these books.
And I can't remember what the last one is.
But I love the book so much, and Grace is exactly this.
We should only be like a month and a half away now from the next one. It's like September, August, or September. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But yeah, this is a super common
Teenage superpower.
Teenage superpower,
multiple
making mess.
interests.
And like, she's super powerful, but still she has to be saved all the time. Yeah. There was something else
because
we read that was like that.
Because she's a newly superpower.
No, but there was something else we read that was like that, where it's like, oh my god, can she just stay out of trouble for a second so we can do something else and save her? I can't remember what it was, but I feel like love triangles is a trope.
It's my favorite.
It's your favorite. And this is so common.
But I don't like to read a book that doesn't have a love triangle in it. I feel like in all of our lives, holy crap, have you watched the TV show called Sex Life on Netflix?
No.
I feel like I'm saying this out loud and the whole world is going to be like, when I say that. Seriously, you have to watch this series, and preferably not when your children are around, because it's basically porn.
All right.
And it's a trope TV show for sure, about this girl. She's in about our age, in her 30s, and she just has newly 2 kids and this super handsome husband, and he's like a good guy. But all she could think about in her like state of mom bubblehood and like less sex life with her everyday husband kind of thing, even though he's like super hot, is this ex that like blew her mind, and he was kind of like this rock star, not an actual rock star, I think he owns a record label. Anyways, the tropes of the book is that like, this is my life now, and why is it that all I can think about is all of the like tropes that I had when I was a teenager kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Anyways, read it.
Well, that's a TV show.
I mean, watch it.
Yeah. I've been watching, oh my god, I have to take a little time out here to talk about my absolute... Me and my daughter's 10, she'll be 11 soon, and we like watching romantic stuff on TV, but there's one TV show that it came out last summer, and season 2 was this summer, and it's Never Have I Ever by Mindy Kaling, and it is so great, this TV show. It's got love triangles, but she's like 15, the girl in this, and she's in there and go, oh, it's so good. Like, we binged this. We watched it in 2 evenings, me and my daughter. Awesome. And then my husband, he was going out with his friends, and he was watching it with us. So we kept spoiling him, like, sending him messages going like, Team Paxton, woo! And he is like, shut up, I want to watch this. He's like, I'm going to watch it. We're like, we want to watch it again. So we're going to watch it again.
But look, there's love triangles and everything.
It's fantastic.
Even teenagers stuff.
And then we have the next trope. When 2 characters are forced to fake date in order to solve a problem. We have seen this a lot. I've seen this a lot. This happens a lot. Never in real life, though. I don't think I've ever known anyone who had to fake date.
And that feels like a real strange thing to do.
Yeah, I feel
like a fake boyfriend for an event? No, I can't think about it.
I can't think of anyone who had to fake date like that. I think this has to be more of a celebrity thing, where you have to have a beard if you're gay and stuff like that.
Totally.
But it doesn't seem to be the case. Like but I read a lot of these books, and some are better than others. I read the series. It's Red, White, and Royal Blue is the example here. But I read one that's called When It's Real by this author. I'm gonna have to find it now.
I recently read one also in my romantic comedy readings called A 4-Day Fling by Emma Hart. And she had to invite somebody to her sister's wedding, and she ended up inviting this guy she has a one-night stand with. And he ends up being a famous hockey player that she didn't know because she doesn't watch hocky, and also she's American and they don't.
Well, this is When It's Real by Aaron Watt, and it's about pop star, bad boy pop star who needs to remedy his reputation. So they set him up with this girl who's not even a fan, but she has, like, she will be good for his reputation kind of thing. Like, she's calm and all of this and that.
So maybe it's just a rich people thing.
I think it's more of a rich people thing. When the spy has amnesia and has to use their skills to get their memory back and or avenge someone they forgot.
I love this, Jason Bourne. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's all of the spies, all of the spy stories. There's some sort of amnesia. Talking about amnesia, we talked about one of our favorite movies the other day, Memento. Have you seen it?
I think so, but
it's amazing.
And then when a character is a runner because they want to be free, get away from where they are. Yes, all the time. running from everything. Yeah. When a character likes maths or science because it's binary right and wrong.
Okay.
This is also true. When a character in a fantasy series always gets sorted into houses, groups, and factions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely a fantasy trope.
Yeah. when a character, usually female, has to endure a sexual trauma for either personal growth and or plot development. I hate this. I hate this so much. I think there's so many better ways to get character development than having a girl get raped.
My eyes are like bulging out of my head right now because I think about one of our favorite series that we love to talk about, which is The Bargainer by Laura Talassa. And she's raped by her stepdad, and then she just like freaking lets it go. And that whole book, I was like, but why did it need to be rape? Like, why did it need to be that? Like, she could have been having a trauma from something else, because that feels like something really heavy. Or she doesn't need a trauma. Or she doesn't need a trauma. No, but he had to be there to save her from something. But it could have been like an almost rape or an almost like whatever.
It could have been like someone trying to get into the house.
Robbery,
it could have been whatever.
Break
like
and
it
enter.
Doesn't need to be sexual. And
no.
Yeah, we don't need this.
No. Can we please stop having that as a part of our histories?
Yes, please. Let's stop. Okay. When the main character takes every opportunity to sacrifice themselves.
Okay. This is also like every book that we've ever read. But why
I'm gonna leave you behind. There was something I read.
Me.
Oh, I just read the Victoria Schwab A Savage Song in a Dark Duet, and this is all full of I'm gonna sacrifice myself, and I'm like, just bring a team.
We recently watched the movie Tomorrow War, and there's a lot of that trope in it, where he tries to sacrifice himself, and then his dad tries to sacrifice himself, and then he's like, no dad, like, don't worry, I'll kill the monster, and none of us have to continue to sacrifice ourselves.
Oh, but here, when a celebrity falls in love with someone because she doesn't recognize him, and that's a change.
I've read this book, Waiting for Tom Hanks, and I love Tom Hanks, and I was like, this is going to be... I own the actual hard book of this book. I will never pick this up again. It was so silly. And, okay, she didn't recognize him, but he's like a Damon kind of guy from some vampire shows or whatever, and... you recognize him, he's hot. No one doesn't know who he is.
For sure. So we're just gonna go right on out and say that this is a stupid trope. Yeah. I think if you're a celebrity and the only reason, like I read this awful book, I can't even remember, it was so bad. And it was about a celebrity who's trying to get away from paparazzi, and he goes into this bar. And the girl who owns the bar, she just like bars the doors and lets him be there, and she doesn't really recognize him, and then they fall in love. But then it was so shitty, that book, because she was all like, oh, he's mine. And then she got all pissy with all of his fans, and she would be like, why don't they leave him alone, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, because he chose this life. Literally he chose to be an actor, and he chose to be, like paparazzi, people stalking you for sure. But the fans... Then she just came across as bitchy. I don't know. Like, it was not a good book. It was a terrible book. I would not recommend it. Can't even remember what it's called. I just remember this book being pissed off most of the time, going like, wow, she's so dumb.
So tropes. Love them or hate them. They're
Stupid
in everything.
Stupid main character is probably my
Oh, is that your hate?
Yeah, it's my hate, when they're really, really dumb.
And you brought to my attention when the characters keep making bad decisions.
Like, but who is it that's so dumb? Where I'm so angry when
it's Grace.
It's Grace. It's like, Grace is dumb, but it's someone else. Like it was in the. No, it was the after series when she was so dumb.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
I was like, she's so dumb. Just stop being dumb.
He's also dumb though. So,
oh my god,
to be fair.
But he's this bad decision central. It's like, there's a decision to make. I can do this, which is the right decision. Or I can do this, which is the fucking burning every bridge I ever made. I shall burn it. Where's my lighter?
We promised to never talk about this book again, yet all we do is talk about these books. And you know what I say?
I found a hardcover of this book in a bookshop in Stockholm.
No, they're selling hardcovers.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I was like, I almost felt like taking it and hiding it behind, like, something that never gets bought in the bookstore, just to save people from this thing.
So this book is fan fiction from the band One Direction, and in particular Harry Styles. And I have to say, can I bring this all the way around to real life right now? Harry Styles is dating Olivia Wilde, and I have to say, although in the book his character makes very bad decisions and is dumb, in real life, Good for you.
Yeah, but I don't think Harry Styles would date Anna Todd because this is essentially this book.
I know. No, he's dating Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I approve.
For sure. Olivia, you get that.
I
He's
know.
younger than you. Good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you. We approve.
Both sides.
You got We'd Rather Be Reading stamp of approval. Awesome. Good. Now let's get back out into summer. I have a puzzle to finish.
I have some more tropey books to listen to.
Yeah, I had just want to do a little bit of a shout out. My grandma passed away this summer, and she's the one who got me into reading. Like
Did she?
her, oh my god, yes, her.
Oh.
Like I used to spend my summers with my grandparents when I was little, and she had like these bookshelves, and I would just randomly go and pick up books. I read some weird as shit books from those bookshelves.
That's
like
amazing.
I read, the Horses Valley, you know, like those that's basically porn.
No.
Anyways, I read those. Those were from her bookshelf. I read so many thrillers and stuff like that.
Awesome.
And she also was a lover of puzzles, and she always had a puzzle going. Like she had a whole, like on the third floor landing, there was a table with those windows, bay windows overlooking the ocean, and she had always a puzzle on that table.
She sounds like someone else I know.
So I got my love of puzzles and reading from my grandma, and we lost her this summer, and it's been sad, but she was ready. So that's it. That's all. So now let's go read some books. From next week, we're going to be back with introducing our new book of the week.
What?
No more summer. Back to the grind. And until then, I guess have a great summer. Try to enjoy the sun, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. We'd Rather Be Reading is an original podcast by Jerrica and Leah Sanfö. The music for The Penguins, written and performed by David Allred from the album The Transition, courtesy of Erased Tapes. Please check him out on Spotify and check us out on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram at We'd Rather Be Reading and on Twitter at We'd Rather Read. You can also email us at we'dratherbereadingthepod@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.